it now. Today is a tradition that I established 15 years ago. On Veterans Day, I talked to you about the Injured Marine Semper Fi Fund, except this year they have a new name. It is, I want to get it right, I'm looking at my note, Semper Fi and America's Fund. Now, the Semper Fi Fund used to run America's Fund at the same time. Now they put in the name just for clarity. They serve every wounded veteran out there. They began serving grievously injured Marines coming back from the war in Afghanistan, then, of course, in Iraq and through the 20 years of the long war. They have now, of course, embraced for years every wounded service member that they can help. And they have assisted 25,000 combat wounded, critically ill, and catastrophically injured service members, their veterans and families, with raising over $288 million in assistance. So today, I would love for you to call their number, which is, I will give it to you 1,000,000 times in the course of the day, 1-760-725-3680. Go to their website, thefund.org, www.thefund.org, or write to them at 825 College Boulevard, Suite 102, PMB 609, Peter Mary Baker, Oceanside, California, 92057. As always, I begin this show with Wendy Lethine and my friend Karen Hetherington. They have been there from the beginning. And when I say the beginning, around a kitchen table at Camp Pendleton soon after the war had begun in Afghanistan, and they began to bring home the troops. I'll keep you posted on the news, but let's begin with the ladies. Those are the headlines, America, but it's Veterans Day. You know what I always do on Veterans Day? I always talk to the Injured Marine Semper Fi Fund, and the same folks run America's Fund. I'm joined again by Wendy Lethine, Vice President of Donor Relations and Outreach at the Semper Fi Fund, Karen Hetherington, Senior Case Manager for the Eastern Region, so we got West and East. Wendy and Karen, welcome back. I see we have now gotten to $288 million in assistance since the beginning of the fund, but Wendy, I've just added news stations by the gobful. This is the first time they've ever heard about the Semper Fi Fund. Really just the first time. Would you tell them the history? Because it's really remarkable.
I would love to, Hugh. But first of all, thanks so much for having us for this special tribute, because it's more important than ever to share our stories from our combat wounded, critically ill, and catastrophically injured service members whom the Semper Fi and America's Fund helps. We want to be here. We want to inspire and connect to your listeners. The Semper Fi in America's Fund was started back in 2004 when the first medevacs were coming in. And Karen Gunther was at the Naval Hospital at Camp Pendleton, saw these service members coming in and saw their needs. And believe it or not, we are one of those kitchen table stories. We sat around a kitchen table at Camp Pendleton and tried to figure out how to help our service members and their families. And from there, here we are 16 years later, and we're doing it like no other. We are proud of how we help, who the numbers of who we've helped. 25,000 combat wounded, critically ill, and catastrophically injured service members, veterans, and their families. Everything from being there at bedside to transition to recovery to their communities so that they can thrive.
Now, you made a change on me this year, Wendy. It's now thefund.org. That's new, and I want people to know that it's new. That's a big breath when you change something. We've been doing this for 15 years, and all of a sudden you throw me a curveball like that. I'm going to be it's going to take me some muscle memory time.
It will, but boy, it's a lot easier to say the fund.org than the Semper Fi and America's Fund.org. So
yes,
I want everyone will remember the fund.org.
The fund.org. The phone number is 760-725-3680. I'll give the snail mail address in just a second. I want people to know they have an A-plus rating, one of two veterans charity. Only two in America have the A-plus rating from Charity Watch. 4 stars from Charity Navigator for the past decade, which is an achievement only 2% of charities get. The Platinum Seal of Transparency from GuideStar. I'm always amazed because I run a not-for-profit. They have a 7% overhead. That's nothing in the world of overhead. And right now we have the Double Down for Veterans match campaign from the Bob and Renee Parsons Foundation. What is the exact match, Wendy? Is it 10? I don't know.
Okay,